Is your Maytag washer kind of acting weird? Like it's set for a time and then all of a sudden it changes. Then you turn it on and it goes through the cycle and it suddenly stops and act like everything's done. I'm pretty sure the problem with this washer is at the computer. The brain is having an issue. So I'm going to show you how to do a diagnostic to make sure that's what it is before you go buy a replacement brain. You can do this. It's not that difficult and you can save yourself a whole lot of money. I just want to jump in right now before we get started on the diagnostic of that washer. I want you to take a look at your washer. It's going to save you quite a bit of headache if you do this first. Pull that washer out, and when you pull it out and you see something like this in this picture above, you have more going on than just a bad computer. A bearing or something underneath, the direct drive motor might be failing on you. If you don't go ahead and take care of that issue and you have a bad computer issue, something has caused that computer to fail. And so move it out. If you see grease splatter all around, especially if it has a pattern that is just a circular pattern that kind of spraying out, there's something shorting out the computer. But if you don't have that and there's nothing obvious, you take the cover off like I'm going to show you in this video, and you look at the ECU and everything there, there's no burn marks, there's nothing exploded off of looks kind of like a gel color cover, then you're good to go. But always know that if you have like grease issue down there, something's causing the computer to fail. You need to remedy that first, then take care of the computer. With the washer off but plugged in, we're going to tap these 3 buttons one time each, 3 times in a row from left to right. 1, 2, 3. Now we're in the service technicians only, which we are in one right now. So to go into this, we're going to hit push delay to start, to enter it. So delay start, push it, then push it again. Now we're in the service screen. To scroll forward, you tap in extra rinse, and we're going to go to screen 4. 2, 3, 4. Service diagnostics. And then we're going to hit delay start again. And now we're going to cycle with extra rinse. We're going to go to this one right here, diagnostic cycle, and hit delay start to start it. Now what's going to happen is this is going to run for about 5, maybe 10 minutes. It's going to go through all the settings, trying to see if everything's fine. But I guarantee you, we're going to have an error that's going to tell us that our computer is acting up. And there it is, F6E3. So what that is, when you look it up, is the computer has lost communication or there is a serious fault in the computer. Basically, you need to replace the computer. That's not hard to do. Now we're going to have to move this out to where we can reach the screws on the back. So go ahead and unplug it from the wall, just for safety's sake. I'm behind the washer now, and I went ahead and just moved this out of the way, and I'm just going to kind of prop it up high. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. Now my goal is to, and well, 6, probably gonna have to take that one off as well. My goal is to, without messing with the hoses, because they have a tendency to leak once you break them loose. So I think I can loosen this and just bring it back. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off. Okay. The purpose of taking the metal cover off is so that we can loosen it and roll this forward. It's going to slide over. Yes. And this is what we're trying to get to. Here's the computer. Now, in order to prop this up so we can get to it, you have to reach underneath the tub, right over the top of it, and feel for a metal tab. Now, I'm going to push up on it, squeeze it and push it up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like so you can see what I'm talking about. You may have to use a screwdriver. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there it is. And then one on this side. So one on the right, one on the left, right underneath here. And I've learned that if you just kind of squeeze it, it'll pop up. Like that. Now, what I was doing, see this right here? That's under there, and I just squeezed it and it popped. This goes in the back like that, and then this metal clip will just pop in there. So I just reached over the tub and pushed on it, and it popped up. So now we're gonna have plenty of room, which I already know I'm replacing this, right? So go ahead and unhook this connection. Go ahead and take a picture of this, just the way it is, so you know exactly where everything goes. Now, if you're taking a picture, well, maybe you don't want to. Thought of another way. Get your new control board, and then just remove these one by one and transfer them over. That way, it's impossible to get it wrong. Now, I'm going to start from the front. I'm going to leave that alone because that's where the control panel goes. So I'm going to take this one, and all you do is there's a little plastic tab there. Just squeeze it and just kind of wiggle up. And then I'm going to just move it over. They're kind of tight. Push it down in there. And I'm just going to keep doing it for all of these. Again, that one is a squeeze on the black. And then just kind of wiggle and then move it over. Same thing here. Grab the tab and try to grab it by the plastic, not the wires. Squeeze and wiggle as you come up. Now this one's kind of held down by this, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this one as well. And then I'm just going to move it over. Make sure you can feel it go all the way to the bottom. All right, I got 2 more connections and a hose. I'm going to do the same thing. Does that one have a tab? Yes. Can you see that? Little red tab right there. I've got to get my hand in the way, squeeze it, and wiggle up, just like that. Now, I know where this one goes, and I know that there's going to be another one right here. So what I'm going to do at this moment, I'm going to go ahead and remove those because I've got to get the old control board out of the way. Now this hose may have some water in it. Don't be afraid of it. Just grab it by the base and then just kind of wiggle up until it comes loose. Now, with everything unhooked, I can go ahead and remove this screw. And it looks like there's just one screw holding it down, and I can move it out of the way. Like that. You see these tabs right here? Goes in this little slot. Tabs in this little slot. Just like that. Okay? Make sure you don't squish any wires, and then bring it down. Like I said, that one's in the way. And get it to set down. There's just stuff in the way here. Okay, now go ahead and put the screw back in so you don't forget. And bring it down. Now, remember I removed this one because it was just kind of tying it down. It goes back here. This one's vacant. There's just nothing there. It's there, I guess, for a different model, but we're not using that one. This one goes back here and it snaps into place. Put your hose back over here like it belongs. Push it down. And then the last connection that we removed is right back here. Goes right here. Now all we have to do is put everything back together. And don't forget to route your wires around these little hooks here that keep everything in place. There. Now, time to put this cover on. Now what you're going to want to do, you see these plastic, I call them J hooks. This looks like a J. Can you see that? That is going to go straight down on this last little space here, this opening, and it's going to hinge on there. But before we get too far, make sure you hook your control panel back up, and remember it was this one right here. Turn it around the right way with the squeeze tab facing out, and then push down, just like that. Now, take this, while it's kind of hinging down, these round push tabs, these little springs that I told you that you reach down and push in, set them in, and then just give it a good push down. We're almost done. Just got to put the back cover back on. And the neat thing is we didn't even have to remove the hoses. All right, line up with the holes and start working the screws in. Got all of these in my pocket. And once you get them started, you know, just kind of sit in there. You can come back with your drill or your wrench and put it back on. All right, let's tighten these down. One, two, three, four, five. Yep, and then the cover plate and its screw. Perfect. Slide it back and let's give it a whirl. Once you've had it back in place and put everything where it should be, plug it in and then power it on. Now, make sure everything's looking good. But before you can go ahead and wash, you need to do a DLMS calibration because you changed out the main control board. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to go back into the service diagnostic mode. We're going to go to these three buttons and hit them both, all 1, 2, and 3, once each, from left to right 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now hit delay start to confirm that you want to go into there. Do it again. Now we need to go into the factory calibration mode. So factory diagnostics, let's just make sure, system information. Okay, yeah, we're going to want to go into factory diagnostics, so hit delay start. Then go to extra rinse here because this cycles through. And we're going to go to DLMS calibration cycle. To start that, hit delay start, and it's going to go ahead and go through a bunch of cycles. So you really need to do that once you change out that part. So it's done doing its calibration. Everything's checking out just fine. You can do this too and save quite a bit of money. Mailman Mechanic, see you at the mailbox or the laundry room.